the half butterfly is this position. So normal butterfly is like this. Half butterfly is this, where the weight is on one bum cheek. So this makes this leg light, so we can do the hooking, right? We can do the sweeping from there. But this leg is not very strong. I don't care who you are, you know, even a big strong bodybuilder, this hinge joint is not very strong to lift a fully grown person's weight. So with any of these half butterfly movements, I need the assistance of this leg. So I want you all to practice this movement here. So the two go together. And if you think about it, this hinge, when you look at people doing it properly, doesn't move much. When you get the weight on you, you take the weight onto you and you're elevating your whole hip and legs as a static movement. And only at the last do you do that final little kick and they fall over and you follow up. So just for like 30 seconds, I want you all to just practice this thing. So we're getting used to that on both sides. So we're taking the weight on that foot. Okay, 1, 2, 3, let's go. So now we're going to do the perfect butterfly sweep with a training partner. I was going to say it doesn't matter about size, but I think, you know, best will in the world, I learned from my experience. There's probably a limit to how much, even with the structure here, how much you can take, unless you have momentum. And I'll show you what I mean. I'll borrow Mihai anyway for this particular move. I'll show you the full mechanics of the technique, and then I'll show you the tweaks you can do to make it work better against more skilled, heavier people who pull back, you know, that sort of thing. I'll spin round. So he's just in this neutral, on the knees posture. Not a realistic fighting scenario, but it helps us learn the technique, right? So your butterfly entry, half butterfly should be like this. This foot is behind. Don't stick it out like that because you might as well just do normal butterfly. This doesn't serve a purpose until you bring it in behind the front foot. We have the hooking foot, we have the stability foot, the launching foot. Now just this on its own is not good enough, especially when Mihai sits back and he sits on his bum. Look, nothing happens. I need to take weight off. And the way to do that is I need to get as invested into his body as I can, as close as I can. So traditionally we teach it with underhook, overhook. So let's not talk about how we get there, let's just do the technique, then I'll add the tweaks. So with this sideways on stance, we're going to go in behind, as far as we can. Just put your hand on the back like this. This is fine, this is on its own. Some people say grab the belt, it's not necessary, just put it here. I want to not leave much gap here because he can feed his arm through and cause mischief here. So I want to close this gap here, and it's simple by just bringing my shoulder in. I'm overhooking at the elbow. You can sort of grip here, but that weakens your ability because it's like a fight now. And when I sweep him, he'll just put his hands out to stop himself. So the higher up you can go, the better. Well, totally encapsulating his arm. I'm going to forward my shoulder there. And remember what I said about my leg? My leg is not doing the lifting. I'm pushing with the bottom foot. Here. And we can hang there for a bit until we feel ready to tip him over. Just change the angle. Normal butterfly, half butterfly. Protecting the space under here. Oh, yay, it almost worked. Was it because you ran or did I? Anyway, we're here. We'll talk later on about how to get this bit, but let's accept that it's available to us. Here. Not only do I reach in, but I move my bum as close as I can. So we're here. Notice I'm perpendicular to him, 90-degree angle. I gather the other arm, and I fall not on my back, but on my shoulder, to the side. I'm pushing off my right foot here. Can you see how I'm pushing off here? This has power. This has no power. And how we finish, well, it'd be nice to get on top of mount, but chances are you're not, so you sometimes end up here, and we're going to convert that into a scarf hold. I'll leave you to decide how to finish. One more. Not neutral, one-sided. Don't just reach in, close the gap. Here. Cup here around his back. We're grabbing here. Remember, this foot is close to my hip as possible. I'm falling to the side, pushing off my right foot. And we end up inside in this case. Give it a go. 1, 2, 3. So I promised to show you a few tweaks, especially if the person's resistant to being pulled over. One of the most important things that you have to remember with the half butterfly is to be as perpendicular as you can. Because the more you center up, right, the easier it is I'm going to be pushed flat. Whereas when I'm side on, he can push all he's like, as long as I have the structure here. Remember not to hunch like this because you still can get squashed. So if you push into me, I can still get squashed. Whereas if I'm more like this, and be quite conservative what you do with this arm. I noticed some people were still reaching out a little too much. This can be manipulated, it can be dragged. There's also a very big chance for some sort of underhook style passing. Whereas propping my elbow on the knee is good. There's still space here. Sometimes you can put it here even, right, like this. Now sometimes an opportunity arises where you can just go, as he's trying to push me, an opportunity goes in. What happened there?
I think
My technology came off. So you can push in like this. But even here, you still have to be perpendicular, right? So what I want you to try is, as you fish in for the underhook, your person's going to try and flatten you, all right? And you're going to resist just by popping, pushing your chest out. As he pushes in and tries to flatten you, you're going to accept it and just it's almost like he sweeps himself, all right? So we'll do it at this angle so you can see. So we're perpendicular. I get the underhook and I stay here. So he's going to really try and smash into me, and as he does so, I kind of just guide him. So it's different to the first drill where I'm kind of forcing the action. Here I'm just resisting, and as he falls, I don't even need to push off from here because he does all the work. And he falls over. So a different emphasis, yeah? So give that a go, 1, 2, 3. Right, so the common problem I have with any of these butterfly things is that underhook. Especially against someone who knows what they're doing, they just don't give you their underhooks. It's really annoying. Mihai, I'll just show you what I mean. So even if I've done everything right and I've created that perpendicular, or let's do it like this, creating that perpendicular effect, I've hidden myself, even if I can get penetration in terms of movement, and I'm not getting this, it's super annoying, right? I mean, there are techniques, especially nogi, where you can do a collar tie and maybe a trip and that sort of thing. I think for the purposes of this class, that might be not necessary because we have the gi. So one thing you can do is, because there will be some grip fighting. As we're grip fighting, there will be a moment where he's reaching out. And what you're looking for is an opportunity to grab the sleeve. And we're going across to the opposite side. Remember, this is the hooking foot. So as we bring this across, his body, we're going to grab underneath and really aggressively pull this arm across. So what I want is his shoulders to twist like this. Okay, like this. Generally from this, they want to pull back. He doesn't like this, so we want to avoid this, of course. But what happens is, as he pulls back, it brings me closer to him. And of course, with my power base close to him, it's easier to manipulate him. So once I'm close to him, I just fall to my side again. And we have the sweep, or as I saw you do earlier, the armbar. A bit speculative, because as soon as people fall, they tend to hide their arms and do things, so you may not get it. But anyway, I would go for holding position. All right, so we'll do that again. So we're in this, I'll do it this side, right, so you can see. Yeah. Same thing as before. This time my entry into the underhook is blocked. So we're just grip fighting. Remember, this is still a robust position because I can protect myself, I can hold the posture here, I can do what I want. Here, I've got what I wanted here. Sometimes they grip onto the gi and you have to ungrip the gi, and that gives you access to the arm. We bring this across and we pull aggressively here. This is a nice strong part of the seam to grip. Bring your elbows close to you, use your lats. Okay, he pulls back, which means you move closer to him, and we're going to do the same, basically the same sweep. This is the sweeping leg, this is the pushing leg. Here, and I'm dropping. Here, and we're here. One more time. You want to see that? Oh, you okay? Yeah. All right. So, cross grip, that's all it is. 1, 2, 3. So, I just want to show you a very common butterfly guard technique. We're not going to do it, but I'll show you it's a setup for something that's very nice. A very common normal butterfly technique is the arm drag, where I drag his arm across and my bum to the other side. And to make this work, I need to take my foot out over here. And then once we're here, we can start attacking the back. We're going to use that as a basis of this sleeve and collar thing, right, okay? So either we grip or we're here. We're starting in this neutral butterfly. We're going to go across, but I'm not going to take my foot out. I'm going to just turn like this. Once I've turned here, I'm going to reach around and grab his belt. Let's spin around so we can see. And now what I need to do is close this gap here, coming in, so we can't bring his arm back out. Now what we're going to do is going to grab this arm here and do the sweep. Here. So I'm combining two techniques in one. I'll show it on this side. Just to show you the regular arm drag from butterfly guards. Here, attacking. That's a bona fide technique. You can use that in sparring. Just going to tweak it up a bit. We're here, this time double sleeves. I'm going to, just one cross sleeve. I'm going to, as if I'm going to do the butterfly, but I just do a little hip bump here. Because what I want is access to the back. Here, I close the gap with my chest. I keep this on. Notice the position I'm in. I'm basically in the half butterfly. So I've gone from normal butterfly to this. That's all I did. But I incorporated the arm drag here, like this. Close the gap, because I don't want him to withdraw his arm back again. Close the gap, put my tummy and my chest in the way. Usually he'll do something with his hand, like try and fight the grip or push me off, and that gives me this. And then we just do the normal sweep as we've always done, the butterfly, single butterfly sweep. Here, pushing off with the bottom foot, elevating with the left foot until we feel, but no, he's got no weight, his arms are completely held there. Yeah. One more time from this angle. Here, 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 but I haven't taken my foot out, I've kept it in here. I want access here. Close the gap. I'm waiting for him to grab something. Now look at his arms are like this. And then I just fall to my shoulder, elevate, and then we have it'd be nice if you can get it finished, but you know, just get on top. Want to give that a go? So his arm should be like that. 1, 2, 3.